This is Hayes Q. Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? I greatly appreciate it. Come on in, make yourself at home, you know the routine. This week takes me to a very cool used record shop. It's actually a physical media shop. They have vinyl, cassettes, movies, of course, VHS, Laserdisc, the whole nine. Great place to go. As well as my normal watering hole Cash America. I have some banger picks here. I have this extremely rare Sandra Bullock double feature Blu-ray. Couldn't find on eBay or Amazon, so I have some bangers this week. But before I get into what I picked up, not only do I collect movies, yes, one of these weird, wild individuals, actually watch them. And on a weekly basis, I like to share some of the things I've watched, either live in the theater, as you see here with my family, physical media, or streaming on the Fire Stick. And I'm going to kick it off with some 3D physical media. This is a 2018 action-adventure science fiction film, Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom. This is directed by Juan Antonio Bayona, produced by Beth Atienza, written by Derek Connolly. This stars Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Rafi Spall, Justice Smith, Daniela Pineda. The plot behind this: 3 years after Jurassic World was destroyed, Isla Nublar now sits abandoned. When the island's dormant volcano begins roaring to life, Owen and Claire mount a campaign to rescue the remaining dinosaurs from this extinction level event. And this is probably the second or third time I watched this. Great 3D. Love the action. Is it as good as the original Jurassic Park? No. Unfortunately, none of the movies in the franchise are as good as the original. The original, again, was just ingenious, based on the book by Krichkan. But this is a decent movie in the franchise. Very cool 3D. Just a fun family-filled science fiction movie. So if you like the Jurassic Park franchise, you'll more than likely like Fallen Kingdom. My next movie, something that you watch streaming. This is the 2025 American thriller film Drop. It's directed by Christopher Landon, written by Gillian Jacobs, produced by Michael Bay. This stars Megan Fahey, Brandon Skellner, Violet Bean, Jeffrey Self. The plot behind this: Chicago therapist Violet Gates has begun to start dating again following the death of her abusive husband Blake, leaving her young son Toby at home in the care of her younger sister Jen. Violet arrives at a high-rise restaurant palette ready for a date with a photographer, Henry Campbell, who she has been talking to via a dating app. And this is a really fun Hitchcock-like film. Hitchcock in the sense where it's a whodunit. You're trying to figure out who in this room is sending these anonymous messages to her, or these drop messages to her phone. And it's kind of a cat and mouse kind of situation. And it's Hitchcock just from some of the close-ups on the face, you know, when something dramatic happens. Just very fun, very suspenseful, and very creative, because the majority of the movie takes place in the restaurant, but it still kept me on the edge of my seat, wondering what's going to happen next. So, very fun film. If you like that Hitchcock type of suspense, definitely check out Drop. My next film, something I actually saw in the theater. This is the 2025 sports drama film F1. This is directed by Joseph Kosinski, screenplay by Aaron Kruger, story by Joseph Kosinski and Ian Kruger. It's produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. This stars Brad Pitt, Damson Idris, if you've ever seen the television show Snowfall, he's the star in there, Kerry Condon, Tobias Menzies, Javier Bardem. The plot behind this: an aging American racing driver and former Formula One prodigy Sonny Hayes lives nomadically as a racer for hire, Although he races for Lotus in the 1990s, severe injuries from a crash at the Spanish Grand Prix in 1993 ended his F1 career. He subsequently became a gambling addict and lost 3 marriages. After winning the 24-hour Daytona, his former Lotus teammate Ruben Cervantes, who's known the Expensify AP XGP F1 team, offers him to test drive to fill their spare seat. And I'm not a big race car driver fan, though, but this is an excellent movie. It's funny, though. My wife and I went to the theater to see this. My son and his friend went to go see Jurassic World Rebirth. So I'm thinking we're going to see 28 years. That's what we had anticipated on seeing. Because the times didn't match up with my son's movie, we ended up watching this. So I'm watching the previews, and all of a sudden this comes up. But great film. Needs to be watched either with a bomb stereo with a lot of bass on a big screen. It has that sound effect where you're hearing the engines roar. It has those great visuals where you're in the seat, you're dodging in and out, and also gives those kind of aerial shots where you're seeing the cars dodge in and out from the other cars, missing them by inches sometimes. And you have those gasp moments when, the car crashes. So great movie. The plot, it's an old school plot. You have the old veteran schooling the very talented young driver and teaching him a little of experience, and hopefully learning that he learns from the more experienced driver's mistakes. So fun movie, great action, great cinematography, and getting those car shots. So very fun movie. If you like, again, that kind of, even if you don't like car racing movies, though, it's a good storyline and just great cinematography. Definitely check out F1. My last pick is something that we saw Friday night. We saw Formula One. Saturday afternoon, we go see this. The 2025 American science fiction thriller film, Jurassic World Rebirth. This was directed by Gareth Edwards, written by David Coep, based on the characters by Michael Crichton, produced by Frank Marshall, starring Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Friend, Manuel Garcia Ruflo, and Ed Skirren. The plot behind this: in 2010, 5 years before Jurassic World incident, and Jen uses a laboratory on the island of Ile St. Hubert in the Atlantic Ocean to create a transgenic mutated dinosaur. One of these creations, a deformed, six-limbed tyrannosaur dubbed Dicitor Rex, escapes containment, kills an employee, and wreaks havoc, forcing the facility personnel to abandon the island. And the plot from Jurassic Park pretty much hasn't changed from the first movie. You have people going on the island knowing that they're dinosaurs, knowing they're going to get fucked up. But this is done very well. They didn't jump into the dinosaur scene, so the action is a little slow. They're developing the character somewhat and developing the story. Probably about 30-40 minutes in, that's when the action starts going. No, fun action. Went to go see it in 3D. Has some subtle pop-outs. Beautiful, beautiful depth perception. They have a scene where these people are going on the side of a mountain and you're looking over and you're seeing the depths of the drop. Beautiful 3D film. Can't wait for this to come out. Hopefully on Blu-ray. Hopefully it'll look even better on my set. So again, great franchise. In the scope of the franchise, I believe it's number 7. I put this closer to the top next to the original. So if you like Jurassic World, you like Jurassic Park, you like the whole Crichton series, you definitely like this. What will be interesting to me, just a side note, if they decided to move away maybe from the family atmosphere of Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, and make it a little bit more R-rated, a little bit more carnage, if that will bring a new flavor to it. Just an idea. But those are the movies I saw. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. I am in front of Sound Exchange waiting for them to open up. These are the movies down there. I'm going to trade in for store credit. These right here, I'm having some issues with, so I'm going to see if they can actually repair them if they're scratches or whatever. So just hold on. took about 1/3 of the movies I had, but I did pick up some bangers right here. So let me get these up. Well, let me get back home and you'll see what I picked up. Back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. I have my pickups here from Sound Exchange. I have some fruits from my weekly visit to Cash America Pawn Shop. I have my Kino Lorber pick for the week. I have my classic pick for the week, from which I actually got from Cash America. And I have my 3D pick for a week. I have some bangers in here. Let me get these scanned in and we'll jump right into it. Hold on. I'm going to kick it off with what I picked up from Cash America Pawn Shop. Let's see here. I have some pre-Christmas, 6 months plus in advance, DVD here. Call Me Claus, starring Nigel Hawthorne, with music from Garth Brooks. This is a Columbia pickup here. And the disc is in good shape. Always check the disc before I purchase. Next, I normally don't do seasons individually at pawn shops. This is actually a duplicate buy, and you'll see this again in an upcoming video. But these are just $1. Looks interesting. I've seen another version of, or another series of Star Wars I really like though, so this looks interesting again. For $1, yeah, I really can't pass it up. For $1, can't pass it up. This is Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Paramount release. Matter of fact, it might have been less than $1. I'll show you that in a second. Scared Straight. If you're of a certain age, you probably have to be over 45 to remember when this came on television. This scared the shit out of me. This is probably maybe one of the reasons, along with my parents, that I'm not in prison. Scared Straight is a documentary that will take some misguided youth to a prison and expose them to real live prisoners. Boy, some of the expressions on these kids' face, they start out all badass. They're not worried about it. They're cracking jokes. When they're in there, you can hear rats pissing on cotton. It's that quiet from the kids. Great documentary. I know they've done a series. It might have been on A&E or something like this, but this is the original. This is the GOAT. And I don't know who this... Everything else is pure fiction. Docurama. I guess that's the distributor. Scared Straight, the original. Next, something I've never come across, Dangerous Game. Harvey Keitel, Madonna, James Russo. Look interesting, MGM release. And this is the old flipper disc, widescreen on one side, pan and scan, full screen on the other side. And there's another DVD, I'll show you that. That's my classic pick. For the Blu-ray, Adoration. Looked interesting. Never heard of it. It's a Sony release. I think it's like maybe a thriller. And believe it or not, a lot of these blind buys, that's why I love pawn shops, because if it's reasonably priced, you can really explore new actors, new directors, a lot of really great films that you might not have been exposed to if you just didn't take a shot, because I wouldn't pay full price for a movie I haven't seen. Adoration, unless it was part of a series or something like that. Blu-ray pick, another Blu-ray pick, Knights of Zodiac. I believe I saw this on Netflix. Sean Bean, Famke Jensen. She looks kind of screwed up since she had the artwork done. She was really attractive female before. She had like kind of a unique look, maybe like a Russian, European, Slavic look. I don't know. Now she kind of looks like everyone else that's gone under the knife in Hollywood. And this is a stage. No, this is Sony release. Stage 6. I don't know, distributor. But all these plus one more that I'll show you in a bit. I paid a whopping $6.28. So they probably charged like 50 cents for the DVD. So I think they might charge me 50 cents for the complete season. My Kino Lorber pick for the week, Orca. I just talked about this in one of the movies that I watched for the week. Great, the 70s. Great 77 thriller. Not horror, but more thriller. Maybe it's considered horror back then. Not quite on the level of Jaws though, but decent movie. Very enjoyable. You have a young Bo Derek, Richard Harris. So, very fun movie. Orca. My classic pick for the week, which I got from Cash America. The Gods Must Be Crazy. Don't run across this very often in the wilds at pawn shops, Goodwill, Salvation Armies, things like that. But again, I think I paid 50 cents for this. This is in great shape. I know there's a sequel. There might be a Blu-ray. I'm not positive though. But I don't know if I've seen this. If I've seen this, it's probably been years ago, probably in the VHS days. What year is this? 2004? No, 1980. Okay, that's right when they did the DVD back in 2004, but this is 1980, so old picture. The Gods Must Be Crazy. My 3D pick for the week, which I couldn't, when I scanned it in, didn't scan it 3D, so I put it in manually. There's some big names in here: Christina Ricci, Danny Glover, Dennis Hopper, Hayden Panettiere from Heroes, Justin Long, Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. For all you Greek lovers out there, it's a Lionsgate release. Check it out. 3D's on point. This is in 3D. This is 3D. I actually put in just to double check. But the slipcover is for the regular VHS, so I don't know what's up with that. But this is my weekly pickups. If you're familiar with the channel, it's where I separate the disc from the artwork and the plastic so I can make room, see which one of these make the shelves, and I'll get you good people on your way. Hold on. Hold up, rewind. I actually left the Sound Exchange pickups. Almost forgot about those. I'm having a senior citizen moment. Let me start out with the DVDs. Matter of fact, let me get Wesley so I can open one of these up. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Started out with the old VHS. I might actually have the old VHS just in one of the containers underneath the bed and not in the mood to get it out. Old Xenon release, Basketball, and my Wesley Snipes here, aka the real Blade, the real Johnny Blade, my Billy Bob Thornton Sling Blade here. But I don't know if this is like a documentary. It's about street basketball, so I think it's a documentary. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen this, so never find this in the wild on DVD. If I do see it, occasionally it's usually on VHS. Sold in the hole. This was $4. Next, pretty sure this is going to eventually get a Blu-ray release. $5, a little bit more than what I paid for a DVD. But who knows when this will get a Blu-ray release. So a little bit more than what I purchased for, but I did have some trade-in money from those other DVDs and Blu-rays. So I splurged a little bit. This is like factory sealed. There you go. There you go. Let me cut you. Let me cut you. There we go. Gung Ho. This is one of Michael Keaton's first movies when he was more or less doing comedy. Gung Ho. This is a Paramount release. Next, let's see here. We'll do Motel Mumbai with Dev Patel. Really becoming a huge Dev Patel fan. Don't think he's done any really bad movies. He seems very selective in what he does, and what he does very well. He seems to have a very close connection to his roots and his culture, since a lot of his movies revolve around India. This is a Universal release, Hotel Mumbai. Next, Snake Eyes. I believe this completes my G.I. Joe movie video collection. I think this is the third or fourth one. I think I have the other ones. One was in 3D, Cobra. One had The Rock in it. One had Marlon Wayans in it. Or that might have been the same one. Saw this on Netflix. Not a bad ninja action movie. This is a Paramount release. Digital code, see if that works. Snake Eyes. Nice slip cover here. $5. Next, the Blu-ray for this is available. The Blu-ray for this is not available. I could not find this double pack on eBay anywhere. I was able to find this on Amazon, but they didn't have any available copies. So I think I was pretty lucky. And even just the Blu-ray for the net, I think it's gonna run you about $25-30 maybe used. This is a Mill Creek release. It's all on one disc, which I'm good with though. It's Blu-ray, so they do have a little bit more space and not as much compression. The net 2. And also talked about this film in one of my weekly watches. Great martial arts film. Great finale fight scene with Benny the Jet and Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung. Very cool in this. It's a very fun, romantic action comedy. Nice little book here. Now I know there's a 4K for this though, but for the price, $19. I think the 4K is slightly more expensive. I'll go with this. And the little extras here. You have the cards. I'm not gonna go through all these, just kind of flick through them real quick here. You know, the back artwork. I believe there's like 4 different versions of this. I think they have like international version, a Japanese version, American version, with different soundtracks, different English dubbed in soundtracks. Yeah, the original, I think they updated it, so very cool. This is the poster here. So very cool little setup here. Now, this is everything that I picked up from Cash America and the pawn shop. So let's try this again. Let me get these situated, separate the disc from the artwork, and get you good people on your way. Hold on. I have almost everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. C's in Cadillac Man, L's in Land of the Lost, Z's in Zootopia. Again, I have to put this in manually. All right, let's knock this out. Have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, leaving comments. If you made it this far, smash the like, give me the big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you check out my collection video on Saturday, same time. About to have some shrimp and pasta. But other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone, please be safe. Deuces.